Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
How on earth did a gunman who was acting suspiciously crawl onto the roof of a building 130 yards away from where former President of the United States was speaking and managed to fire at least 8 shots before he was taken down? That is just one of the damning and terrifying questions that are unanswered after the assassination attempt on Donald Trump that is being described as an enormous security failure. Terrifying new video from TMZ has captured the moment Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, lay down on the roof of a nearby building, in full view of horrified Trump supporters, and fired towards the stage. Crooks killed former volunteer fire chief Corey Compertor, who was sat in the bleachers and died a hero protecting his family, and then hit Trump in the ear. He was spotted and then watched by law enforcement at the Trump rally site because they sensed something wasn't right, according to reports. But then they lost sight of them before the carnage unfolded. Witnesses say they warned cops about a man armed with an AR-style rifle climbing on top of a building, but he was still able to open fire. Why were the alerts ignored? Why did the Secret Service fail to fully protect a former president and presidential candidate just 4 months from the election? There are also questions of why the surroundings weren't fully surveyed. The Secret Service's primary responsibility is to protect current and former presidents, a job they have been accused of failing spectacularly. It is perhaps the worst lapse in security since President Ronald Reagan was shot and wounded at a Washington hotel in 1981. They now face a torrent of questions of how the first assassination attempt in 43 years was allowed to happen. Politicians, law enforcement and critics are demanding answers on how Crooks managed to get so close to a rally that was surrounded by such vast security. Top Republicans and Democrats have demanded an urgent investigation. There are suggestions that routine checks would have eliminated all potential threats. In a damning statement on Saturday night, FBI Special Agent Kevin Rojek said it was surprising Crooks managed to fire off so many shots. There are also allegations that Trump's team asked for more protection on the campaign but was rebuffed. The Secret Service has since denied those claims, but are still under immense scrutiny for what has been called an absolute failure. And Representative Tim Burchett, Republican Tennessee, became the first lawmaker to say that the Director of Secret Service Kimberly Cheadle needs to go. President Joe Biden, addressing Americans from the White House Sunday, promised an independent review into what happened at the rally. I'm directing an independent review on national security at yesterday's rally to assess exactly what happened, and will share the results of that independent review with the American people as well, Biden stated. Former Secret Service agent Joseph LaSorsa said there will be an intensive review and massive realignment in the agency. This cannot happen, he said. He told DailyMail.com that it was very lucky Trump turned his head at the last second so the bullet only hit his ear. He said that protection needs to be upped for former presidents and Trump will now almost have the same protection as President Joe Biden. But there are questions of why a man targeted by so many did not have a sufficient level of agents around him. He also explained why agents from the Under Fire agency may not have been able to see the gunman. Remember, they're observing 360 and you're dealing with seconds. Their monitoring maybe in that case it might have been 240 degrees. They're looking at many areas and it only took seconds for that individual to get up there, and luckily he was a 20-year-old and not a superior marksman. Luckily for all of us as a country that he was only 20. He added, had he not been taken out he would have been able to continue reshooting. The fact that there was a counter-sniper team that took him out is quite fortuitous and very lucky for the country, because this could have been 1,000 times worse. Steve Nottingham, a former SWAT commander in Long Beach, California, told NBC News that the shooting was a fundamental security failure. Jim Kavanaugh, a retired special agent in charge with the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco and Firearms, ATF, WA,